Matthew Young, it's got some good ones tonight. So, how do you think they are going to increase rewards and incentives to play more in the day? For instance, if they give more DEC rewards for playing, won't that further decrease the value of DEC? I mean,
Um,
I
I
think that's
mean,
SPS, right? SPS rewards coming soon.
hopefully, but right now with the DEC rewards, DECs is really like in locked in step with SPS price. It's actually not going to go down if they dilute it more because people will just buy it up as it gets cheaper and push the price back up to its equilibrium. Because its value is in the airdrops right now. So as the airdrop starts to get closer to the end, and we're only halfway through, we're just over halfway of the year of SPS airdrops. So there's still a lot of time left where if you hold SPS every day, you're going to get if you hold DEC every day, you're going to get SPS from holding that DEC, and that's why the DEC prices won't push down while the SPS airdrops in effect. Like the whole reason it went down is because SPS went down. That's the only reason DEC went down over the last month.
And part of that also plays into the broader market of crypto, which has also fallen at the same time. It's all. I mean, everything's kind of connected to Bitcoin. Bitcoin's the big mover, and if it's trading down, typically everything else will trade down. But
yeah, and to further that, it was also
not financial advice.
Not obviously not financial advice, but the Chaos Legion $4 packs coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Until those sell out, it's the market in general for Splinterlands is not going to start to push up again, like in any type of like sustained growth type way. But as soon as those packs sell out, you're going to just start to see like assets start to appreciate pretty quickly. That's partly why they've been held down, is people are selling, and they still are. They're selling stuff to pick up $4 packs with airdrops.
To your point though, or to your question there, Matthew, I think they're already doing one thing to help incentivize additional battles, and that is packs and rewards. Now that you can get free packs in your chests, more people are going to be battling, hopefully, to get those packs. And then second of all, the SPS rewards, which is coming, we don't know when yet, but that will further incentivize people not only to stake SPS, but to battle.
And the way they staggered the percentages for those packs is because they're trying to give people a reason to not split up their accounts, right? So this is a reason to focus on one account instead of creating 2 or 3 accounts and being at a lower league, because now you're going to have a lower chance of your rewards being packs. So that's part of the kind of stuff they're looking at doing.
Gosh, it just seems like so much work.
Yeah, it is, but it's also it's a very, very complex and delicate economy.
Yeah.
And so, because of that, changes aren't necessarily easy to make because they can affect a lot of different things. But, at the same time, some changes really need to be made, or some type of change needs to be made. And so that becomes like the balancing act of trying to find a solution that's not going to create more problems down the road. And, like one example of like just an accidental like overlook was DEC being tied into the airdrop, because they never intended for DEC to be worth more than $1,000 per dollar per thousand. But as soon as it got tied to the airdrop and the airdrop started, it didn't take long for people to realize, oh, this is now, because of the airdrop points it's worth, is not going to stay at $1. It's gonna move up, and it moved up to $15 per thousand at the highest at one point. And depending on the price of SPS, it could
when
get up there again.
SPS was almost $1, like
Right.
80 cents.
And if SPS gets up to $1, it could start pushing up there again. I mean, there's less airdrop days, so it'd probably have to go a little higher, but still, it's that wasn't their intentions, and so you know, it's definitely created an additional like level of problems. One being the cost of guilds to level them up, to create them, and they didn't want to change how they accepted money for the guilds because everyone had already paid millions and millions of DEC. So they're kind of like just kind of waiting for that to go back down to $1 per 1,000 and letting it just kind of figure itself out like that. But it's just a delicate economy, and so changes aren't easy or straightforward all the time.
Yeah. And there's unexpected consequences sometimes when you do things like you said with SPS and DEC, but then I think they also learn from these experiences. I don't even call it a mistake. It's just something else that happened.
Yeah, I mean, I would say they probably would say it was a mistake, but like it was such a complex.
I didn't.
It was such a complex like thing that they were doing. It was just happened to be one little thing that got overlooked and not completely like run out and theorized, which is understandable. I mean, it was kind of just like, oh, it's pegged at $1. If it goes up too high, like there's mechanics in place that would push it back down. It's just those mechanics are, it doesn't matter because people will just buy through those mechanics because of the airdrop. So it is what it is. Like, it's just an example of how complex this economy is. That's all I was trying to show.
Yeah, and I agree 1,000%. And it was kind of built with the expectations, and the path of growth that they had back up until July when they released it, which was a whole different path of growth, from July till now. We were at like 7,000 daily active users when they started this thing pretty much. And then all of a sudden it just exploded. But, I think they are taking these things in stride. They're learning from them. And then I'm really excited about Rift Watchers. You can only buy it with SPS. I think that's a beautiful thing for SPS holders. It's another reason why you should think about getting SPS now. It's like buying packs at a discount here in a couple months. So yeah, I think there's a lot of, unexpected things that can happen, but if they keep rolling things out like they have said they will, then what is expected is going to be phenomenal.
Yeah, no, there's definitely huge things in the pipeline. We have land coming. We have Matt focused on, really, like I was just talking about the complexities of the economy. You add land to that. I mean, they're going to try to make things even more mind-blowingly complex, because that's what makes the game. That's what can give the game like a really, big draw, is a lot of different ways to figure out how to optimize and to kind of play a game within the game. They're really good at creating like games within the game. That's why the staking on players thing is going to be a thing. Like, find a way to optimize your stake by putting it on the right players so that you get a bigger return.
Yeah, and even Aggro said that he was thinking that there's going to be other types of gamification in Splinterlands and around it. So,
100%. They love to like think of that stuff for sure. He was talking about having hundreds of games, on in one of the areas just to like,
but can you
to play. I don't know if they're going to be involved in currency, but.
No, I agree. But but that makes me even more bullish about the whole project of Splinterlands, especially when you hear things like beta and alpha cards. When it goes to modern and wild leagues, those cards aren't going to be as valuable and as used as often if the modern leagues kind of where the competitive play is. So then they're adding additional utility through land or possible additional utility through land and things like that to use these cards. And then if you could use these cards to play other types of games, that'd be phenomenal as well. So
Right.
I'm just excited about how all of this is going to play out, man.
Oh, it's definitely exciting, and it's I mean, I can't wait for land to come out, obviously.
Yeah.
I I been, I mean, it's I've been waiting a long time. Uh but it's I've always been a fan of like Sim City type games, and I really feel like land is going to kind of be like, especially like with a lot of pieces of land, it's going to be kind of like building a little
Mhm.
city and optimizing a little city. So, um,
Yeah.
I really look forward to that. And it's and what it really sounds like too is that the game as we know it right now, it may not be like the main thing. It just might be like a part of
Yeah.
Splinter. You know what I mean? It's
But I think these assets could still be used in whatever else is out that's
oh,
created.
100% they will
So
be. But
yeah,
that's what's kind of cool is to think of like the
yeah.
game as we know it right now only going to be like a smallish part of
Mhm.
this overall like economy and system. Like, we'll still be using those cards, like whether they're working land or they're, involved in some other game within Splinterlands or
Mhm.
whatever else they can create.
Yeah.
Um, and I know, Agro's talk about his big visions and stuff. It's amazing his visions, like just wanting to change the world and stuff.
Yeah.
So, he's going for it. So,
And
I'm along for the ride.
at one point his vision was exactly what we have right now,
Yeah, no,
which is insane.
they saw this playing field 3 years ago
Mhm.
in a way that I'm not a tech guy, but even tech guys couldn't see. Like
Mhm.
they understood so much of the power of NFTs and creating, a complex economy around them. And they put in the work to create a game. Like they spent a lot of time doing due diligence, going around learning about different card games, what
Yep.
were their pitfalls, what were the good things about them, put that all together and created a game that's special and that we all
Mhm.
enjoy playing for hours a week, hours a day.
Yeah.
um
You
so
know, that reminds me of a story about Walt Disney when he was visualizing and trying to conceive of Disneyland. Um, he went to other amusement parks and he would
mm,
sit there with a notepad and watch. And one thing that really struck out, he said that he would sit there and he would watch people walk around and eat something and then look for a trash can and they don't see one. So they just throw it on the ground and keep moving. And so he came up with the concept of having anywhere in Disney, anywhere you are, you can see a trash can. And
mm,
that has actually kept their parks remarkably clean to this day. So that's
very interesting.
yeah, but like that's what research does. It gives
Yeah.
you additional insight that other people don't see to allow you to build the future.
Right, and avoid the pitfalls that they've run into, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
And
that's
overlooked.
right, that's, like, a huge thing because one pitfall can devastate a game and all the energy put into it, whether it's, the cards are become too easy to obtain, their values are lost or whatever, like, so many the game's not fun enough, it's not addicting enough, like, whatever, it's so many games come and go, just like any other
Mhm.
businesses really, but like it takes a special sauce to make it
Yeah.
all work. And they were working on that recipe for a long time and could
Yeah.
see what they needed to put in it. So it was kudos to them.
100%, man. And I mean, how many NFT games have you played? I know just since we've started streaming and like got done this together, there's probably 10 games that you and I have tried out and played and some of the
and
biggest games out there.
and I have played a few, and I mean, like it's just not. It's I haven't found something that is
It's
even
just
like
not the same.
it's not even close. Like even on a just a stupid mind-numbing level of anything. Like I just haven't found something that like I truly like want to play more of.